I guess we can call the meeting to order.
Yeah.
We have to approve the agenda. Do we have a motion for that?
I'll move to approve the agenda.
Second,
Okay. Has everybody had a chance to look at it?
yes.
Okay with everybody? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. You call the order agenda. Okay. Approve the 8/31/2022 minutes. Do we have a motion for that?
I'll make a motion to approve the 8/31/2022 minutes.
I'll second it. Okay, second it. Okay. Has everybody had a chance to look those over? Any questions? No questions? Okay. We'll take a vote on that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, those passed. Okay. Okay, the motor vehicle excise abatement report for August and September 2022. Okay, Linda?
Yeah, that's pages 4, 5, and 6 in the packet. And Jackie prepared the motor vehicle excise tax abatement report for August and September. And there were 13 motor vehicle excise tax abatements processed in August. They totaled $827.25. And then when there were 33 for September, and they totaled $2,662.38.
Everybody had a chance to look that over? Any questions on
I
that?
do have a question. In going through the assessors, whatever any of that, the class 101, there's so many deadlines for applying for abatements. So I'm wondering on page 4, it said year was 2019. I'm just wondering how they get to go back so late. Is that something, since I'm not familiar with it, I know it shows my ignorance of not being an assessor before like the rest of you guys, but could you explain that to me?
Yes, they have up to 3 years to go back on the motor vehicle excise tax abatements.
Oh, okay.
File
Okay.
that.
Under the real property, it was like 3 months or something. So, okay, because it is personal property and it's a vehicle special. Okay, thank you.
Some of that, I don't know if which column you're reading, Ruth, but some of it is the make of the vehicle, the year.
No, this one wasn't. This is the very first column under year.
Okay, 2019.
2019.
Okay.
So if they have 3 years to go back, that's perfect. Okay. Fine. I was just curious about that since I've been reading all these deadlines, trying to memorize them.
Okay.
All right.
Any more questions on that? Okay. We have a motion to approve the motor vehicle excise abatement report.
I make a motion to approve the motor vehicle excise abatement reports.
Second,
Okay. Any more discussion on that? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Okay. Number 5, approval of the 2022 supplemental real estate tax commitment and warrant.
And this is pages 7 and 8 in the packet. There was 18 supplemental real estate bills totaling $34,324.15. They were issued last month. The warrant and commitments are there to be reviewed, and if you could approve them.
Were those mostly new buildings or what were they?
Yes, they were new construction.
New construction.
Okay. We have a motion to approve the supplemental real estate tax.
I'll make a motion to approve the supplemental real estate tax.
I'll second it. Any more discussion on that? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ruth, you and yes or no, Ruth?
Oh, I said yes. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, okay, good. Okay, approval of August 2022 assessing department report.
Has the board had an opportunity to review that? I actually had to submit it already because of the due date, so hopefully the wording is accepted.
That's on page 9, correct?
Yes, sorry, yes, page 9 of the packet.
Anybody have any discussion on that? Okay. Make a motion to have that approved.
I make a motion to approve the Board of Assessors monthly report, August 22.
Second.
Seconded. Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Okay, the interim year adjustments.
I just wanted to give the board an update that I'm getting ready to submit the LA4 to DOR. Hopefully by next Tuesday, that will be submitted. And once that's completed, I'm gonna start working on the classification hearing, which is tentatively scheduled for November 15th. Just wanted to give you an update on that.
Okay. All right, moving right along here. Any old business?
Yes, pages 10, 11, 12, and 13 are a schedule of uncollected taxes on personal property. And I believe Barbara, attorney, the tax collector, is actually on the Zoom meeting. Here's Barbara. Yeah, this was actually brought up previously last year and addressed with the board. And since that time, Barbara's made another attempt to collect the unpaid taxes. But these bills are more than 6 years old now, and they're no longer collectible. And Barbara can give you some more information on that.
Sure. So there is a statute on the books. It's Chapter 58, Section 8, or referred to as 8 of 58. And it is a specific statute that was put on for this exact purpose, to help clear out old uncollectible personal property bills. Once it is 6 years old, there's no longer any avenue for me to take to collect these. So we're looking at today bills from 2008 and 2009. I'm going to say, even if some of these companies were still in business, we have made attempts over the last few years to collect them, and these are the ones I've been unsuccessful with. We've spent quite a bit of time trying to collect them, and we actually did collect for 2008 and 9 alone. We collected probably about $12,000 additional personal properties from where I was at a few years ago. But at this point, the recommendation is to start writing these off because I have no avenue. I can't even take them to small claims court because it's past 6 years.
Was there an attempt prior to that, before the 6 years, to collect some of these?
So those particular years, I don't know. I'm going to say I assume so, but I didn't join. These bills are 2008 and 2009, and I didn't join the town of Ayer until after 2018. So
Okay,
we made an attempt and resent out notices, but most of them we got back in the mail. There was 2 or 3 businesses that we were able to get a lot of older bills. Like, I cleared out a lot of 2014s, for example, a few years ago. But these particular ones I've just really had no luck with, and they're just too old.
okay, yeah, because I know some of these are still in business.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
recourse, so.
And there is no recourse at all once it's past 6 years. And even before then, unfortunately, with personal property, the only recourse is small claims court. That you can't put any liens on the property. There's nothing I can do except take them to small claims court, which is, time consuming and expensive. So if you look at the cost anyways of newer bills, sometimes it's an effective method is to just write them off. But these older ones, I have no recourse.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, any discussion on that?
There's
Just
nothing
up-
we can do
up until-
legally
oh,
anyway,
sorry.
right?
Go ahead, Ruth.
I was talking over Jim. I didn't mean to do that. Okay.
It's okay, go ahead.
Okay, so if it's less than 6 years old, you can
Mhm.
take them to small claims court, correct?
Yeah, I've never personally done it. I have heard it's just very time consuming and expensive to do it. So depending on, and you have to do it individually for each. Yeah, those are
Okay.
the only things I know about it. I don't know much more about the process just because I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I can see that, like some of these bills, like at $65. it would be
Yeah,
worth
so
it.
would I
Because
file a small claims court? Exactly. But we have made a lot of attempts and as the years have progressed and I've looked at the history here in Ayer, the more recent years, the collections are much better. There was just this handful of years from, I want to say, I don't have the file in front of me, it was around 2008 to around 2014, where I don't know why, but there seemed to be more than usual.
Okay.
Okay. All right, any more discussion on that? Okay, someone want to make a motion that we approve the write-off?
I make a motion to approve the write-off for the treasurer and tax collector's office.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any other old business, Linda?
Thank you.
No,
Thank
I don't
you.
have any of the old business items. Does the board have any? Business items?
Okay, new business?
Okay. I'm actually pretty close to finalizing the growth for FY 2023, and I'm continuing to follow up on building permits. The second item I have is I had mentioned in the meeting in August that I was researching an option to propose an increase in the statutory personal exemptions. And that would be for the veterans, the elderly, and the blind. And I actually provided there in the packet pages 14, 15, and 16 with just an analysis of the objective, what our current program is, and what's proposed, and what would be for the town. In FY 2022, there were $74,894 of exemptions, and the state reimbursed the town $58,151.64. So that $58,151.64 won't increase if we increase the exemptions on that. But it's a nice option for the elderly because they are very low, and a lot of the towns do double, or not double, but they provide an increase above what the state exemption is. So the town manager actually proposed that we add this to the warrant in spring of 2023 to discuss. So I just wanted to make you aware of this analysis, and I tried to put it in a chart to explain break it down as to what we currently offer, what the state reimburses us, and how many applicants on page 15. And then 16 would be if we increased it, say, to 800, and what the state would reimburse us. And the only thing is on the bottom, the 41C. The reason why that's broken down is because that is paid to the town on a cherry sheet. So that's paid monthly. So that's why I broke it down that way. So hopefully it's understandable.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I could understand it pretty well. Does each town, they can set whatever they want, or does the state mandate that up?
No, actually, the town can, you just need to get approval at town meeting.
Okay,
So that's something that we would need to approve, and so, but there are quite a few people that would benefit from it. And it would come out of the overlay, it would increase that. And on the page 14, the bottom of the chart explains the additional cost to the town.
okay. Any discussion on that?
How do we, I've heard several seniors saying taxes are just getting so much and so much. I don't know that I've ever discussed with them or have ever been advertised to the seniors somehow that they can get an exemption for the taxes. Is it something that we do to advertise it, or do we just sort of say, okay, we'll do this in town meeting and vote it in and let people find out about it?
Well, we actually have it on our website, and we do have all the applications and the information on the website, but when they come in, we try to encourage them to apply and have them fill out the application, and they have to go through the approval processes like income and asset guidelines for the different exemptions.
Mhm. I just was reading all that today. Figure it out. Haven't figured it out. But.
Okay, any other new business?
Yeah, I just wanted to give you an update. Well, I still have the 3 ATV cases for FY 2022. I haven't heard back from the attorneys as of yet. At this point, there's been no resolution, but there is what they call a status conference hearing, and that is scheduled for December 8th with the ATV. So hopefully I'll find something out in the next couple of weeks. But that's all that I have for new business items. I just have one for executive session, and I didn't know if we wanted to talk about maybe scheduling the next board meeting in November sometime at the end of the month, if that would work for everyone.
Sure, we can do that. Okay, you want to go into executive session first, or you want to pick a date for the next meeting?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. But why don't you pick a date, Linda, and then we'll
Okay.
see if that works.
Do you want to do, you want to do before Thanksgiving, like Wednesday, the 23rd or November 30th?
Jim, Ruth, what do you think?
Either one.
works for me. Either works for me. It really doesn't matter.
Okay.
Do you want to do the 30th since it's after Thanksgiving?
Sure. Okay, we'll do this November 30th at 2 o'clock.
At 2 o'clock, yeah?
Okay, all right.
Good.
I'll say that. Okay, so new business, we're all set. So executive session, I haven't done this before, so it's a little, so I have to go into executive session. We have to vote on that. So Mass General Law 30A, Section 21A says we can go into an executive session. So do we have a motion for that?
I'll make a motion to go into executive session now.
Want to second that, Ruth?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we have to have a roll call on that. So, Jim, do you vote yes on that?
I vote yes.
Ruth?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes. So you have to note the time on that, Jackie?
Yes.
Okay, so we are now in an executive session.